is actually a codified religion. And the court law school will actually teach you this. It's a Roman civil law that they're moving us onto off the Mosaic and off the Germanic Anglo-Saxon common law. Allen says that Portman's police told him the gun was legal because he's on private property. He is on the grounds of a nearby church. Police said his gun is registered and he can keep it on him as long as it is not concealed. So then the message is it's registered. You don't need to be registered there. The police are obviously keeping a close eye on this man, and I suspect he won't be there when the president arrives a few hours' time, Allen told viewers. So we're going to go over that, and the Secret Service towed away from the scene of the president's town hall, Portsmouth, for security reasons after a bomb-sniffing dog circled the vehicle several times. You know, the dog that's fat and gets a biscuit, and it'll, you know, I mean, the cops have been caught on video laughing. They got a dog that'll alert to a fire hydrant that it's marijuana. You know, they get flash out, and he always says there's pot, even if it's a truckload of nuns. Officials said Secret Service bomb had hit on the truck, but they did not say whether or not there was a specific threat. See, it's all color of law. So you're going to see more and more of this, and you're going to see people, this guy may not be a provocateur. That people are getting mad. They're saying they're ready for revolution. So, because the globalists are committing revolution against us. They're overthrowing our country, our Bill of Rights, our Constitution. But look for them to bust meth heads or thugs or some provocateurs or stage something. I'm telling you, it's everybody is waking up to the lies. Everybody knows everything Obama says is a lie. They hoped he wouldn't be a liar like Bush. They found out he is. Kurt Nimmo, we need more stories from you and Watson's and from Aaron that analyzing this play-by-play because it's now here. The people know they're under tyranny. They're waking up. Ron Paul's done his job. We've done our job. Many others have done their job, but I really don't want this to get violent because if we can keep it peaceful, we're going to beat them. Violence is only on the side of the establishment. Though I will tell you, if more people start walking around with guns on their side, it may just completely intimidate the bankers, and they may shut down for a few years again. I don't know. 6 one way, half a dozen the other. Regardless, I got chills from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed. Kurt Nimmo, writer for Infowars.com, the webmaster, the main editor for Infowars.com. Are you getting the same chills?
Yeah, definitely. You covered this pretty well. I'm not sure if this is a psyop or just a concerned citizen going out there and expressing his constitutional rights. Regardless, MSNBC, which is totally opposed to any kind of debate in the healthcare or Obamacare debate, is exploiting this news story big time.
I have to say, MSNBC is worse than CNN. It is, every show I see, they say, any criticism of Obama is racism now. Now, remember, Newsweek had the headline, we're all socialists now. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, you're not, they're taking our videos down, Kurt. We're not allowed to call them socialist.
Well, of course not, because they want to dominate the discussion, and they've got the corporate media in their pocket.
But there's no doubt now that they want to restrict free speech. The hate crime bill that passed the House, we've read the subsections on air, it says that if you say anything and that someone for 7 years ever acts on it, then you federal felony. They have the Cyberbullying Act that says if you hurt someone's feelings, you go to prison. I mean, these people really mean to take over our government. I mean, have you seen the sections of the bill where CPS will visit all parents and all old people, all seniors must go visit elder CPS and be enrolled? Well, I mean, this is total takeover. The carbon bill that passed the House says you get yearly carbon inspections. I mean, we're going to have these scumbag, filthy bureaucrats literally urinating all over us and sucking off of us.
Yeah, and you know, it's interesting that John Conyers would say, you know, we don't have time to read these bills. They're doing this precisely because they don't want the people to look at this stuff, and they don't want the corporate media. Well, they keep saying that. That's the talking point. You're right. They even said on CNN, and the White House says it's key that this be done quickly or they're not going to get it. They admit they're bum rushing us. Go ahead. Exactly. They're bum rushing us, and they've got the corporate media in their hip pocket, and especially MSNBC. This is going to be Chris Matthews and the whole team over there, Rachel Maddow and the rest, are going to go crazy on this news story later today. Bet your bottom dollar on that. And they're going to continue to try to characterize concerned Americans, patriotic Americans, as gun-wielding nutcases. Because they are these people aren't really liberals in the sense. I've met some of them. They are cold-blooded. They know it's about dominating. They know they're a criminal class. They love the SWAT teams, the FEMA camps, the militarization.
I mean, look at the dailies. The Mafia family, they want total gun bans. Of course the Mafia wants you disarmed.
Yeah, right.
Well, they've tried to gild us, and the gun culture's taken back over. The liberals are buying guns now. They're losing on every front, Kurt. Do you agree with me that they're going to have to stage something or provocateur something like this in the next few weeks, or it's just curtains for them?
Well, it's critical this month now that Congress is in recess, and this, these people protesting against Obamacare are really getting, a lot of exposure, and people are beginning to join them. They're going to have to do something in the next couple of weeks here. Otherwise, this bill is just going to flounder in Congress because people aren't going to let it go through.
And the cap and trade's dying. But notice they plan to pass all this in October. That's when they say they plan to pass it. The gun control, the open borders, the new war funding, the socialist health care, the eugenics health care, not even socialist, the scam health care, the looting health care. They have got to have a staged crisis, and I think it's going to be the flu hysteria, or do you think it could be something else, Kurt?
I think the flu's right on. I think it's spot on. It's precisely what they're going to use this autumn to bring in their martial law. I really believe that's it. As far as this incident goes, this is going to set the stage for the debates that are coming up in the next couple of weeks. They're going to tighten security at these town hall meetings. They're going to use this as a pretext to clamp down on people, getting at these meetings and protesting.
Exactly, and they're saying it's un-American, Pelosi, your AstroTurf, your Nazis, to go out, and they're saying it's all staged. It was so telling, though. They randomly give out 30 cards, 29 are against the health care. Outside, it's 10-1 against it, and CNN lied and said it was 50-50.
Right. Well, even the Rick polls say it's more than 50% or close to 50%. We know that it's closer to 70% of people are opposed to this.
But I'm talking about at the events. But I mean, Kurt, this bill's even worse than I thought. We're finding new stuff in this 1,300-page behemoth. Well, now more than that. What, 2,000-page? I mean, it's even freaking me out, Kurt. Everybody gets a CPS visit, even if you're not on government trough. I mean, I'm not letting the CPS or the home inspectors or any of these communists in my house. And they're not even communists. They're banker thieves. They're bank robbers. I'm not letting the parasites. You get enough off of me. God, think of all the lazy, dumb hordes this country's produced. They're just going to turn all this scum loose on us, Kurt. And I don't think hardworking people can put up with it.
Even if we have 10% of people resisting the CPS visits and the bureaucratic intrusions in our lives, that's a major problem for them. They can't stop that, and they're going to have big-time problems. But
they're engineering the economy where the only jobs are going to be parasite jobs.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell the parasites something. You got your job cut out for you.
Well, at this point, we've got millions of Americans that have handguns and weapons that they cannot expect to come to people's houses and just barge in without some kind of problems. It's just not going to happen. Like you say, that most people are dumbed down and they'll allow this, but the minority is not going to allow it, and it's going to be a big-time problem.
That's right. The majority's going to hate it, but they're going to bend over it and take it. The feds admit in 2000 and now today, the census where they demand that you fill out, they have different forms. Some people get a 200 questions, some get a 49, some get a 9 questions, some get a 4 questions, some get 2 questions. They can only ask under the Fifth Amendment how many people live here to apportion the members of Congress for your state. That's it.
Dan, in addition to that, they've got this IRS bill where they want to tax your handguns. They send you a form, and you've got to indicate how many guns you have, and they want to tax them and fingerprint you.
But that was the issue I'm making, Kurt, is that they came to my door in 2000 and said, you didn't fill all this out. And I said, I told you 2 people live here, me and my girlfriend, now my wife. And I said, leave. And the guy got smart with me with his little badge, and I said, listen. And I mean, I'm not going to say what I said, but I said, get off my porch right now. And he understood and left. And he said, you're going to get in trouble.
The Constitution says all they can do is find out how many people live in a residence. It's for, the census is for that. It's not for, anything else.
I mean, here's the deal. I could barely control myself then. And that's the thing, is that I just can't lick their boots. It's not that I won't give in and suck their boots. I can't do it. I can't put up with it anymore. Last time I was in the airport.
These town hall meetings are an example of, thousands of people with the exact same attitude. They don't want to be told by the government what they can and cannot do and what they will do. We're not alone. There's thousands, millions of us out there.
Well, you posted the articles about governors opposed to Department of Defense emergency